Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are about to enter into the world of giant manta ray and their mind-blowing biology behind it. A recent study found that giant manta rays display the distinct behaviors humans assign to self-awareness. Manta rays are in the elasmobranch family of cartilaginous fishes that include sharks and skates. They have the largest known brain of any fish and coordinate hunting in large groups, suggesting social intelligence. Because of this, a research team decided to try to assess their mental capacity to determine if they are self-aware. The giant oceanic manta ray is the largest species of ray in the world, with wingspans that can reach over 8 meters. Their sheer size makes them a striking presence in the ocean, captivating researchers and divers who are lucky enough to encounter them. But more than just being huge, they're also gregarious and often as curious about human swimmers as the swimmers are of them. And this is because the giant oceanic manta ray is incredibly intelligent. Manta rays have the largest brains of all fish, with a brain-to-body ratio that exceeds that of the enormous whale shark. And it turns out, giant oceanic mantas are much more mysterious than scientists even realized. Until very recently, we didn't even know how to categorize them. Until 2018, scientists listed giant manta rays and reef manta rays under the genus Manta. But more analysis of their morphology and genetics resulted in scientists placing them in the Mobula genus, along with smaller devil rays. And now, scientists are learning that the giant oceanic manta ray isn't the animal they once thought it was. It is not simply a shallow water plankton eater, but a deep-sea renegade, with movements so efficient that teams of roboticists around the world are working to emulate it. Manta rays, highly intelligent and highly threatened, are the largest rays in the world. The sea creatures live in tropical, subtropical, and temperate ocean waters across the globe. Manta means blanket or cloak in Spanish, describing the look of the animal's large, flat, diamond-shaped bodies, which are characterized by triangular pectoral fins. Manta rays have two horn-shaped fins protruding from the front of their heads, which has also given them the nickname devilfish. For decades, scientists thought there was just one species of manta ray. In 2008, researchers discovered that there are actually two distinct species: the reef manta ray, which tends to live along coastlines in the Indo-Pacific, and the giant oceanic manta ray, which lives in all the world's major oceans, spending most of its life far from land. While the smaller reef manta has an impressive wingspan of about 11 feet wide on average, the giant oceanic manta ray, the largest species of ray, can have a wingspan of up to 29 feet. Both species of manta ray are filter feeders. They swim with their mouths wide open, drawing in zooplankton and krill, which they sift through rows of tiny rakes that line their mouths called gill plates. They use creative techniques when feeding, often doing repeated somersaults to stay in a single spot that is packed with krill, or chain feeding following each other in a circle, mouths open, to create a cyclone effect, trapping food in a spiral. Giant manta rays live alone, or in small groups, typically congregating to feed. They're considered predators and hunt deep below the surface of the sea. Manta rays make regular visits to cleaning station spots on a coral reef, where sea animals go to be cleaned by smaller creatures, where they stay still for several minutes, while cleaner fish remove parasites and dead skin. Many individual manta rays return to the same stations over and over. Manta rays have the largest brain-to-size ratio of any cold-blooded fish. Studies have shown that manta rays may recognize themselves in the mirror, an ability indicative of high cognitive function, also shown by dolphins, primates, and elephants. Studies have also shown that manta rays are able to create mental maps of their environment through smell and visual cues, indicating highly developed long-term memory. Female manta rays hit sexual maturity at around 8 to 10 years old and tend to give birth once every couple of years, usually to one pup or occasionally two. Pregnancy lasts about 12 to 13 months, and manta rays give birth to live pups. Babies look like smaller version of adult manta rays when born and can immediately survive without parental care. Manta rays can live for 50 years. Both subspecies of manta ray are classified as vulnerable by the IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. Their greatest threat is overfishing. Because they're long-living and slow to reproduce, localized populations have a difficult time bouncing back when fished. Manta rays are fished for their meat, and increasingly, their gill plates. In demand for Chinese medicine, they're said to help with everything from increasing blood circulation to curing chickenpox, despite a lack of scientific evidence. They're also considered by some to be a delicacy. Thousands of manta rays are killed each year for their plates, in a trade estimated to be worth $30 million. Since 2011, manta rays have been protected in international waters by the Convention on Migratory Species, an international treaty that protects migrating wild animals. In addition, several countries including Ecuador, Peru, Mexico, the Philippines, and New Zealand have fishing bans in place. In 2014, Indonesia, home to the world's largest manta ray fishery, banned fishing and trade of the creatures, pointing to a far more lucrative reason to keep them alive: tourism. Swimming with rays, one study estimates, generates so much revenue for local economies that a single ray in a tourist hotspot can generate up to $1 million in its lifetime, but is worth only $500. Divers, recreationists, and tourists can all play a role in these recovery efforts. If you participate in giant manta ray tourism, please keep a safe distance from these animals to prevent disturbing them. Divers should always set an example for others by maintaining proper distance. Never touch a giant manta ray. Physical contact from divers disrupts their protective layer of mucus and can cause painful skin lesions. With repeated physical contact, the extent of this skin damage can quickly worsen. Fishing gear should always be properly stored, and boat speeds should be regulated to avoid wildlife collisions. For an activity closer to home, try to see if you can participate in ocean pollution cleanup events near you. Managing pollution will help prevent giant manta rays from accidentally ingesting microplastics. Addressing the giant manta rays population threats is a continuous process, but one in which we can all collectively make an impact. It was through a combination of legal petitioning, research, and dedicated public support that Defenders was able to improve protection for this species. The challenges of saving wildlife can seem like an endless battle, but the story of the giant manta ray is part of what inspires us to keep fighting. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to explore more about us in our channel.